So, hi, I'm Dr. Shilpi Pradhan. I'm a board certified ophthalmologist. And as of today, I'm board certified in lifestyle medicine as well. Yay, so I passed. In terms of business, this is all about helping you learn about entrepreneurship with Dr. Una and in general, all of us. So am the owner and founder of a solo private practice, EntreMD. I am a co-founder with my father of a 501c3 nonprofit called the Pradhan Family Foundation that we started in May. And I started a lifestyle medicine website called healthylifehealthyeyes.com this summer. So my entrepreneurial journey started a long time ago, and I'll share my number one business tip as we go. I'm confident you're going to learn from my experience. So really, all of us start out with confidence when we're kids, right? When we're babies, we are confident that we're going to do everything we want, whatever we want to do. And my confidence also kind of got jump-started in high school because I went to an all-girls school. And I think we all know that women feel restricted from speaking in the general classroom because they're just afraid, and boys get called on more. So going to an all-girls high school, I was allowed to speak. And I really found my voice and felt confident. And then I was fortunate enough to go to Emory for college and Washington University in med school in St. Louis for medical school. But all of that, kind of breaks your confidence down. People are pimping you and telling you everything that you got wrong and usually nothing that you got right. But then I was fortunate to get my desired ophthalmology residency and went through that. And then at the end, you start feeling confident. Yeah, I'm a surgeon. I can do this. And then one of my mentors told me when we were doing kind of an interview, what do you want to do when you're done with your residency? And I said, well, I'd like to start my own solo practice. And he flat out told me that you can't do it because you're a woman. A woman cannot own their own solo practice. And stupidly, I just believed him. I accepted that limiting belief and moved on. And I was like, okay, so I'm going to be an employee for the rest of my life. Went on to fellowship and did cornea. And during that, I had a surprise pregnancy and a loss of that pregnancy around 6 months along. And that kind of defined the rest of my life since then. That was 11 years ago. It also led to just kind of trauma with postpartum de Quervain's tendonitis, which debilitated me in terms of my hands. I ended up finishing fellowship with bilateral wrist braces and then going on to have surgery on both hands 6 months after finishing fellowship, wondering, would I ever be a surgeon? Would I even be able to practice, period? But thankfully I had a great surgeon and my wrists are fine and I don't have any problems. And I was fortunate enough to get a job after that, learned from Dr. Gans in St. Louis, and then I became pregnant again. And that fear of loss led me to basically quit my job. And I was like, I'm not losing another pregnancy. So I had a beautiful baby girl who's 9 years old now. And then I was fortunate enough to become assistant professor at St. Louis University. And that really, really helped me build my confidence back because I was teaching residents everything I knew. I knew how to teach them in clinic and in surgery, make sure all my patients have successful outcomes. And we were in St. Louis for my husband's fellowship. When that ended, we moved to Virginia and I ended up being an employee again of another doctor and got pregnant again and had another complicated pregnancy. So I'm also skilled at stopping and starting medical careers, if you want to talk about that in the future. So after that, I was just decided, you know what, I don't want to work for anybody else. I'm just going to start my own practice. And I don't know what in me made me do that, but I kind of did what Dr. Fungad did. I kind of DIY'd my practice, and that was 5 years ago. Like I found a lawyer and got my articles of incorporation and, found a space, bought some ophthalmology equipment and started practicing. But I didn't identify myself as an entrepreneur. I didn't realize what that all meant. Then this year, I started the nonprofit with my father. That was inspired by all of our philanthropy in the past. So with the twin angels that we lost, we started a scholarship at my alma mater, Washington University, and had paid a large sum of money to get it endowed so it lives on forever. And it's given to medical students with children, preferably. So this year we were like, well, that's done. And that's been, kind of fully funded. What do we do now? So we started the nonprofit. and I was kind of DIYing that as well. And then I found Dr. Una in June. And what I love about Dr. Una is she's a female physician who's a mom and a person of color. Like, we just don't see these role models. She is like an amazing role model, and she has goals. You know, I had forgotten about setting goals. You know, you have these goals when you go through med school and get into residency, and then you graduate and you stop making goals in general. She's got that goal of helping 80,000 physicians, and she's almost there with her podcast. And then I heard her say that she spent $43,000 on learning how to speak. And that is my number one business tip for you, is learning how to speak. And she is excellent at teaching us and making us do action to learn how to speak. As you've already heard from Dr. Efka and all of us, you know, how to craft a story, how to take action to get results. In medical school, we learn how to speak on paper, right? We read research articles, we write research articles, and sometimes publish if we're fortunate enough to do that. And she teaches us how to speak in today's modern world. You know, we're competing with all of the non-experts, I would say, on the internet. And they're saying all these things that may not have any bearing, but we need to be out there, showcase our expertise in a way that speaks to our target audience or our ideal client. Get them to come to those of us that know what we're talking about. So learning how to speak and being effective in that communication is really important. She teaches you how to bring your story, bring your audience in to help them create empathy, kind of like I did at the beginning of my story, sharing all of the traumatic things that happened to me and my limiting beliefs. That is part of her teaching. And then bring them back up and bring your audience up and show what they can achieve. And so that is so, so important. And it shifted my identity from being a default solo practice owner to being an entrepreneur, to being able to do so many things, all the business things that I want to do. And starting to set goals, having an intention. If you don't have a goal, you're never going to get there, because you won't know when you got there either. So now my business for my solo practice, I am focused more on IPL for dry eye. I'm the only ophthalmologist in Virginia doing IPL for dry eye. I've been doing it for 3 years. It helps patients so, so much, but I'm able to do videos in a targeted way to tell patients how it helps, and, you know, let them know obscurity is a problem for entrepreneurs. If they don't know we're here, how are they going to seek your help? So, and with lifestyle medicine, I want to align my passions with serving others, and especially focus on lifestyle medicine and ophthalmology. So imagine if you're dreaming up any business and you don't know where to start with Dr. Una's podcast. She is amazing. She's a great role model, and she's doing it all just like us, being a physician mom. If you connected with my story, you can find me on any of my websites or email me. I wish you success in your entrepreneurial journey, and thank you for listening.